Three Pokémon, three completely different biological systems, all solving the same problem: survival in a world shaped by extreme environments where fire, water, and plant life compete for survival. Three distinct organisms represent entirely different biological strategies: Bulbasaur, Charizard, Squirtle, each one adapted to its habitat, through systems that push the limits of what biology can achieve. But here's where everything changes. Because despite their differences, these creatures are not defined by power alone. They are defined by how their bodies function. To understand them, we must look beneath the surface, into muscle, into bone, into systems built for survival. And this is the moment no one expected, because each of these organisms solves the same problem in completely different ways: energy, movement, defense. Three needs, three solutions. Bulbasaur represents balance, a low-profile organism adapted to dense forest environments where light is limited and competition is constant. At first glance, its body appears simple, but closer observation reveals a dual biological structure. Its skeletal system is compact, low to the ground, designed for stability rather than speed. Short limbs, strong joints, a center of gravity that minimizes energy loss during movement. But the most remarkable feature lies on its back, a plant-based structure fully integrated into its body. But this is not decoration, and this is where the story takes a turn. The bulb functions as a secondary biological system. Through photosynthesis, it converts sunlight into usable energy. This reduces Bulbasaur's dependence on constant feeding. But photosynthesis alone is not enough, so Bulbasaur combines systems. Its digestive tract processes organic material, while the bulb supplements energy production, a hybrid metabolism. What happens next will surprise you, because this system also affects its muscular structure with a steady internal energy supply. Bulbasaur does not rely on explosive strength. Instead, its muscles are optimized for endurance, slow, controlled movements, efficient, minimal waste. And just when things seemed calm, another function emerges. The bulb also acts as a storage unit, allowing excess energy to be held and released when needed. Rapid vine extension, sudden bursts of force, all supported by stored biological energy. But this system has limits. Without sunlight, now efficiency drops. Without the bulb, survival becomes unlikely. Bulbasaur is not just adapted to its environment, it is dependent on it. But fate had other plans, because in a completely different environment, a second organism takes the opposite approach: Charizard. Where Bulbasaur conserves energy, Charizard expends it. Its skeletal structure is built for power, a reinforced ribcage, supporting both muscle mass and internal pressure systems. Long limbs, capable of generating force, and most notably, wings, large membrane-based structures supported by elongated bones, similar to bats, but scaled for a much heavier organism. Flight for Charizard is not passive, it is explosive. Takeoff requires intense muscular contraction, short bursts of lift, followed by glide. But flight is only part of its biology. And just when you think you understand it, fire changes everything. Because Charizard's body contains a system unlike anything found in modern animals, a gas production organ. Located within the thoracic cavity, it synthesizes a flammable compound. This gas is stored under pressure, within reinforced internal chambers. But gas alone does not create fire. And here's the moment. Everything falls apart. Without control, this system would be fatal. So Charizard evolves a second mechanism, an ignition source. Specialized cells generate electrical discharges, creating a spark. When gas is released, it passes through this ignition point, and combustion occurs, a controlled flame. Directed, regulated, intentional. But such power demands energy, a lot of it. Charizard's metabolism operates at extreme levels. Its muscles require constant fuel. Its internal systems require continuous regulation. This is not efficiency, this is dominance. But it comes with risk. Internal failure means catastrophic consequences, which is why Charizard's body includes layers of protection. Heat-resistant tissue, pressure regulation, and possibly external release systems, like the flame at its tail, a constant burn, maintaining balance within. And just when things seemed calm, a third strategy emerges, Squirtle. Unlike the others, Squirtle does not rely on energy production or explosive power. It relies on control. Its skeletal structure is compact, but reinforced, encased within a rigid shell. This shell is not external armor. It is part of the skeleton itself, fused bone, forming a protective dome around vital organs. But this is the moment no one expected. Because the shell is not just for defense, it also plays a role in pressure regulation. Squirtle's body is adapted to water environments. Its lungs and internal cavities allow it to control buoyancy, adjusting its position in water without constant movement. But its most unique feature is its ability to generate high-pressure water streams. And this is where everything changes. Inside its body, water is stored. But more importantly, it is pressurized. Muscular contractions force water through narrow channels, increasing velocity. The result? A concentrated jet, powerful enough for both defense and movement. What happens now will surprise you, because this system also allows Squirtle to move efficiently in water, using jets not just as weapons, but as propulsion. Minimal energy loss, maximum control. And just when you think you understand all three, a pattern emerges. Bulbasaur conserves energy. Charizard converts energy into power. Squirtle controls energy through pressure. 3 organisms, 3 strategies, all solving the same biological challenges, survival. And this is the moment everything connects. Because none of these systems are random. Each one reflects the environment in which the organism evolved. Forest, sky, water. Different worlds, different rules, but the same goal: to adapt, to survive, to dominate, in their own way. And somewhere, in these environments, they continue to exist, not as fantasy, but as systems, living biology, pushed to its limits.